What's up? Hey, LaShawn. What's up, bestie? How we doing? What's going on? Jermaine, LaShawn, Kiki, thank you guys for the likes. What's up? Happy Sunday, guys. Bebo, CJ, Shorty, thank you guys for the likes. I'm doing my own liking of streams right now. Make sure my volume's all the way down. Did you guys catch the title of the stream today? The dating pool has pee in it. What y'all think? All right, let's not deafen out anymore.
Hello. Just wanted to make sure my sound was good.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
All right, let's get it. All right, guys, welcome to the Sit Down podcast. Today's topic is going to be the dating pool has pee in it. Let me go ahead and introduce our panel of hosts. You have Big Boy Trent, Heavy Rider X, Lacey, Jazz, Kiki, Sue, and myself, Fibo. We got a variety of topics today revolving around relationship. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So we're going to get right into the first topic. The first topic is the opposite sex wanted too much too soon. So let's go ahead and have Heavy start us off with this one.
Congratulations on your follower goal. Thank you so much, Tristan. I was saying thank you, Josh.
Heavy, you there, brother?
What's up, Jazz? Appreciate that, Josh. Hey, yo, we're almost at 1,300 followers.
He may, I don't think he may not be though.
All right, let's go ahead and rotate that to Sue. Sue, can you start us off with this topic? The opposite sex want too much too soon.
Let's see. Okay. Like my experience is I've had the ones where they want me to just be about straight them as soon as we started talking, and we didn't even get to the level of actually knowing each other yet. So it's like how I'm supposed to just be all about you. I'm trying to get to know you still. So on top of wanting all of that, then they want me to just completely ball out on them all day, every day with normal stuff that they should have been taking care of their own life.
Yeah, I feel less. So what you basically saying is that it's levels to get to that point, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I
So,
know I'm a Discord
I'll go
mute.
next.
I'm
I'll
trying not
talk
to
about my
talk
experience.
over them.
I had an experience where
CJ.
a girl I was messing with wanted too much too soon, and it was ironically right after sex. It was right after sex, and she wanted a relationship, and that took me off guard. She was like, "So you my boyfriend now?" And I was like, "Huh?" I mean, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, so it really took me off guard. And I think that if it wasn't good, I would have said no. But since it was good, I said yes. I said yes. And, I had a girlfriend right off the bat. So that really kind of took me by surprise. And then she was always calling me, always trying to stay over. And yeah, so I would tell my kings out there, don't get suckered in by some good snatch. You can say no. Fellas, there is power in the word no for us as well. You can tell her no, okay? Because I drowned in it, and listen, I'm gonna tell you what, for the next 3 months, I was wifed up. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't eat by myself. I couldn't go out to the rec by myself. I couldn't play video games by myself. Nothing. I just I felt like I had a pet. I had a pet because of the power of the P. You know what I'm saying? That WAP is real. It's real deal. And so I would just like to tell my fellas, King, keep your head up high and say no. That's why I'm gonna say it. Kings, you can say no as well. Jazz, talk to us.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it
I had
off.
an experience where, like, after one date, there was like a talk of exclusivity, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I established that boundary. I used my big girl words and said no.
Definitely your pet.
But
I'm not anybody's
I guess they,
pet.
was in their own little world and had established their own fantasy, and still wanted to act like we were in a relationship. And then there was the things of like, I want to go through your phone. And I was like, I mean, if you want to get your feelings hurt, I mean, you're more than welcome to. Have fun with that. But you definitely gonna get your feelings hurt, because I already established that I'm not exclusive to you.
So what
So
you said after the first date? Let me get this. After the first date, so you showed them that much of a good time on the first. You know you ain't supposed to pull out all the tricks on the first
Patrick,
date,
what's up?
Jazz.
Thank
You
you for
showed
that
them
I
that
light.
much
definitely
of a
didn't.
good time.
I definitely did not.
Who paid for the meal? You or that person?
The person,
Did you
the
have a
man.
kiss? Was it a kiss on the first date?
I mean, it was just like a little,
That's what it is. I knew it was something. It's a
What do you mean?
it's
It
the
was like a
sugar.
little.
The
It was.
sugar. You can't be giving out sugar to everybody like that. Come
What do
on
you
now.
mean? It was just like
You
a little. It wasn't like a,
Are they too loud?
a
that's
heavy, deep,
listen,
sensual kiss. It was like a little, peck. Oh my
no,
god!
no. If
It
I
was
get
a
some
little.
sugar on
Mwah.
no, if I get some sugar on the first date, you got to put me on the lease. You can't go
What?
out and get sugar to everybody. You can't get sugar to everybody. You can't do that now. You can't
It's
do that.
that is a kiss. That's a lot to, be like, hey, let's be exclusive now because you got a little kiss. It wasn't even like a sensual kiss. It was just like a little "Mwah, good night" type thing. Like you can't. No.
You don't know what that kiss meant to him though.
Well,
That could have
that's
been
the
his first kiss of his life. You could have kissed the frog. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm just saying I'm just
I established a boundary. You wanted to get your feelings hurt at that point.
understood. Big fella, talk to us. Too much too soon.
I think from the jump, you need to let people know, and I think from the jump, you need to let people know your intentions, and like what you looking for, and like what you will allow and not allow. Uh, because some people, if you don't establish that boundary and let them know that what you gonna be for and not gonna be for, they will try to overstep it. You'll get people that they trying to stay the night. They're trying to go ahead and get some nookie. They're trying to go through your phone. Uh, they, they, if you got kids, you'll even get some people that'll want to do for the kids. They ask if they buy them something, or
CJ, has
did y'all
anybody
all
ever
go
wanted something
somewhere.
too soon?
And this, that, and the third is just depending on your situation. When you meet somebody, you need to let them know really what all that you in for. I would say, because you do get people that they try to move quick because that person there, they may be coming back from a heartbreak or from a relationship or something, and boom, they instantly trying to fall in love again. Like they looking for that. Like because you'll get some people that'll do that. That like they not even bouncing back from a heartbreak, but just like they getting up in age. And when I say up in age, I mean upper 20s, mid 30s. They tired of sitting around playing around. They trying to date somebody, and within 6 months, they as looking for an engagement ring. So I just think as long as you establish your boundaries with that person, hopefully they respect them and they don't try to expect too much out of you too soon, or vice versa. Um, because y'all have all given examples where it happened. Like Phoebo said, he hit one time, then boom, he got a girlfriend. Plenty of people been there. I think that's way too far. I think it was Jazz that said dudes already trying to go through her phone. I've been in a relationship for a long time. I don't. I've never attempted or even wanted to go through her phone.
Mm-mm.
And it ain't a matter of
I'm
trust
not going through
because I
anybody's
trust
phone.
her. It's a matter of I like eating. All right, you
Introducing
go
to her
through them
kids every
phones, you
time
go
I'm
on a
in bed.
diet when you get your
Told her I
feelings
was
hurt.
against that. She wanted a new family off top. That's crazy. That's
But
crazy.
really, that's just about it. Just people want too much way too soon. Sometimes you gotta work into stuff. You gotta work into the staying the night with people, helping them, you know, financially with their situation or their kids, or swapping phones, or even some conversations you don't want to have off the jump with somebody. You want to wait. You want to wait a while before you get in too deep and just really let somebody know about you, because usually once you let your guard down, if that person is a wolf in sheep clothing, as the old folks say, that's when they try to hurt you. If that's their intention. So I just say take your time with it.
Love that perspective you came up with. And I love what you said about setting boundaries. But here's a second question I have for you, Trent.
What's up, bro?
Is there ever a point where you would compromise those boundaries? Because say for instance, us men, us kings, we know how this is. We don't typically we like to reserve ourselves. In a lot of ways, we may take maybe 90 days before we let the girl have some in most cases. But what if she says, you know how we say, you know, we just want to put the tip in. But what if she say, listen, Trent, I know you just got to have hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, what if she say, because what if she say, listen,
Oh my
I know
God.
you just got a long relationship. I know you ain't trying to do all that, but can I just sip the tip? What if she asks just to sip the tip? Nothing go further than that. Just want to sip the tip. How would you feel about
What is
that?
going on right now?
Would you
What's
compromise
up, Nate? How you
on
doing?
your boundaries to get the tip sip? I just want to know.
Bro,
God.
if I already got
Sue,
that,
what's up?
if
Thank
I
you
already
for
got that
liking the
boundary
share.
set,
Nate, also thank you
because
for the like and the share.
like I've been on both sides of it, right? I've been the dog me that I'm trying to get out a piece of draws I can pull off. You hear me? I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to get it. I ain't hesitating. I ain't bullshitting. But then I've also had that time to where I'm working on me, and I really ain't just trying to fuck around. You feel me? I'm just trying to chill. I really ain't trying to talk to you. So could I turn it down for the sake of my peace? Yeah, bro. I'm never gonna compromise my peace because I've been unpeaceful, and being unpeaceful is a
How you
bad
doing, Nate?
situation.
How's
I
your
That's
day?
understand.
a
Trying to
that's
talk
a
to
that-
me.
that's a
Yes.
terrible situation when you're not at peace. Not even just in your home, but when you're not at peace with yourself,
Woo.
that's a bad place to be in. You've got to have peace. Because if you ain't got peace, bro, you can't really set a foundation to do anything if you're not at peace.
Amen, brother.
You unstable.
Kiki, talk to me. Talk to me, Kiki. I need a woman's perspective.
Mine's is simple. I really I haven't had many kind of rush. My experiences in my older age has been the opposite. The fellas, letting me know what they want and it's not a rush. I've never been a rush type. A lot of guys has been like, you are like a guy when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't need no title right away. Don't think that I'm ready for marriage after a year of dating. That's not me. So I really feel like it's about the boundaries, not so much of what somebody wants early on in the relationship.
The question
I come right out with
have you ever had
my boundaries.
I'm gonna type it.
Like, if I see something or I'm getting something that I don't like, I let it be known. I think it's very important not to let somebody get away with something in the beginning or at first. And while you're steadily over there, which it kind of ties in with what Trent said, like you're not being at peace with yourself, the whole time you're wondering, like, should I let them do that? Do I really want this? Like, when you don't know for sure before you add somebody else into it, I think that's what kind of it'll confuse the other person. If I don't know how far I want to go, if I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, the whole time I'm letting them do it while I'm, guessing, and then next thing you know, it's like, nah. Now you 2 weeks in, you 2 months in, getting your tips. I don't think I like that, but getting your tips in, and then you realizing, dang, I feel like I don't like where this going. It's too late. That's why I think it's very important to know exactly what you want. I don't care if you got to write it down. It might seem frivolous to write it down, but you need to know what you're getting into. So at my younger age, sure, I got caught in a few issues where, I kind of gave into somebody wanting something a little too fast and it didn't work. But in my 30s, nah. It's about setting boundaries, and it's going to be at that, and that's it.
So I just want to let you know the world is full of big tippers and tip sippers. So on the big tipper end, if you have a gentleman willing to accommodate you financially and he wants to move a couple steps ahead of your boundaries,
It's like prostitution.
like would you Hey, listen, hey, I don't make the rules. I'm just making you aware. Would you compromise some of your boundaries for that financial support? Like he want to take care of
She
you.
was a whole
If
mess.
children are involved, he'll take care of the kids.
Heavy,
He
thank you,
take
so I
care
like
of
it.
the
I feel
bills,
like
all that. But he want to move in.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Move
I don't
in.
want to share
No.
my bathroom with nobody.
Like this Kiki. Let Kiki. I
Mm-mm.
would.
No. No, I mean I wouldn't. That's just from experience. And I mean, all I can do now is talk from my experience. Me right now, um, it just go back to your peace. How long is that lasting? Um, no, it's not something that would make me compromise. First of all, I don't need it, and second of all, one thing about wisdom is applying it, and you don't have to go through it for you to experience it and apply it. Like I already know where that leads to. Okay, you want to move in. We haven't talked about anything.
Jesse, how you doing?
Especially me on a personal note. I have a
How you
child.
doing, Mama?
No one to ever,
Thank you for the like on the
get
stream.
around my child. Cause, cause basically, what does it come down to? I rushed it for what? I mean, is it really the financial? Cause it's a whole lot that come with it. I feel like a lot of that boils down rushing it to being lonely. Some people just do not want to be lonely.
I'm good. Got a little headache.
I mean,
Ready for this Niners game? You feel me?
yeah, it's a no for me, and it's a triple no for me because I have a child. I would never let anybody around me for
We've been through
any
it
amount of
all.
reason.
Join up on the
Financial,
Discord. We could probably
sex,
pull you into the
lonely,
conversation.
compromise my child's safety or anything like that. I take my time more than ever before now because I am a mother.
Check the pinned comment.
Say that, Queen. I appreciate that perspective. I appreciate the perspective, but I need to hear from Heavy Rider. Talk to me, Heavy.
Sure. I mean, if I'm being honest, bro, like
Never leave with your
if we
wallet,
really
fellas.
talking about
I
boundaries and shit
absolutely
like that,
agree. Let me turn heavy up.
I feel like you gotta really set that as your foundation for the relationship. Like, you know? And it's really, you know what I'm saying, for your own protection, for that person's protection, because you don't want somebody to feel like this is that when, you know, in actuality, it ain't.
I feel you. So you standing 10 toes down on your boundaries. It's that
Oh,
simple.
yeah, nah, facts, bro. Like, I'm not compromising my shit because, you know, shorty look good or she, you know what I'm saying, feel a certain way or whatever the case may be. Like, this shit ain't just in place for me, it's in place for you too, you know what I mean?
Feel that. And so you feel like you could still stand tall
I'm
and
anxious
keep
about
your
this
crown
topic.
straight
I don't know
in the
why
face
I
of
got
a
anxiety
tipsy.
right
I'm
now.
talking about this the hobgoblin. This is the hobgoblin. You know what she could do. And I'm talking the hobgoblin. You could stand 10 toes down on that. And not she can't move in nothing. You ain't finna pay a car no 1 month, nothing.
Thank you.
Nah,
so
bro,
much.
we ain't doing none of that.
Good? Okay, bet. Say that.
I
Say that.
We ain't
appreciate it.
doing none of
Drop
that
your
shit.
link
But
in the
listen,
chat
see,
right
at the end of
now.
the day, though, people, maybe you gotta understand on my boy is like, when you start like that, the way you start with a motherfucker is the way you gotta end
on
with them.
Twitch, make
right?
sure you can.
So if you start off
hashtag
disrespecting your own boundaries and shit, you not
King.
holding true to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta continue on that route because when you get to the point of like, when you get to that point where you do want to say no, or whatever the case may be, you know already fucked up. So now when you get to the point of wanting to stand 10 toes on your boundaries and on your boundaries in the way that you feel me, now it's a problem.
We gotta keep it up, yeah. Once you get there.
Amen, King. I appreciate that. Last but not least, talk to us.
I don't
Too
know why.
much too soon.
Too much too soon. I don't know why this topic. I was just telling my chat. I was sitting here anxious, like, cause I have a. I don't know. It gives me anxiety. Like too much too soon. I need baby steps. What is the rush in getting to that next step? Recently I was talking to somebody and the guy was very much focused on moving too quickly. He was ready to move out here. He wanted to know, he was saying, you're gonna be my wife, you're gonna have my babies. And I didn't like shy away from it. I didn't tell him no, but I was just like, because we were in different states, I was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't respect my boundaries. So maybe I was by not respecting my boundaries, I was letting him know in a way that it wasn't like baby steps. You know what I mean? I was giving too much too soon by saying yes to him. So what Heavy said, stick by your boundaries. Is if you need baby steps, take those baby steps, because you need security when they're ready to move that quick. Yes, I agree. You just have to take it in your time. Don't let anybody else rush you into that next step. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And you said it well.
Thank you.
I think that to add to that, I think that as you mentioned,
What's up, Danny?
what's
How
the
you doing?
urgency? I think that a lot of different things contribute to the urgency of, and this is where anybody could chime in right here before we transition to the next topic. A lot of
What's
things
up, Kwame? How you
contribute
doing?
to the urgency of
Ooh.
wanting to take the next step. Sometimes it's age, sometimes it's wants in terms of
Public
you
speaking
want to
is
have
not my
children.
thing, y'all. I don't
You know
know
what I'm
why.
saying? Like, let's have kids
It
in
made me
the
decide
first
to do
3 months
this.
of knowing each other. Sometimes it's for finances. It's somebody getting ready to make a big transition in their life. They may need to live with you to get stable or something like that, or they may need maybe health insurance or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of different things that impact the urgency with taking the extra
They
step
need you for
forward.
security
Maybe
when they're
too
ready to
soon.
move that quick.
And what you're
That's
Like a
comfortable with.
homosexual.
man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds crazy as hell, bro. To think about the fact that like, yo, let me link up with Shorty and go fucking move in with her
Danny,
so I can get myself together.
how you
Like,
doing?
bro, but
Yeah,
that's a wild ass thought
it is.
Taking
to
another
think about
straight.
just moving in. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, you a fucking stray dog,
When
bro.
you're in the talking stage,
Get weeds.
absolutely. It's crazy.
But I will say though, there are plenty of motherfuckers who get off like that. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna say we know. I think we all know people that have done that.
Most
Have
deaf. I
got with
got a
somebody
couple.
pretty much for shelter.
Man, listen, boy, because they cold. Fuck you talking about?
Winter's coming. Let me
Look,
find a house.
First
Getting
of
that
all,
bitch like
that's
a bear trying to
there's an
hibernate.
attack. There's an attack on big men when it's cold outside. And
That's
there's
valid.
women who want cuddle buddies, so they come looking for us. Come looking for somebody to snuggle up to keep them warm in the winter. We got to
Absolutely.
protect kings and
Yo,
kings again.
Listen,
built for
bro.
comfort, not for
Don't let them
speed.
tilt your
You
crown,
feel me,
king.
bro? Look, they
I
prey
got a
on
heated
us,
blanket.
bro.
We good.
We getting preyed on. Like we getting preyed on out here. We need to listen. We need to
Hey,
get
but
on
I'm
this.
not. It's
before
not
we-
like I'm asking you to move in. I'm anemic. I am cold. Share
That's
the warmth.
crazy. That's but you anemic, so that means you need them every night, though.
No, but don't stay tonight. Like I don't want to wake up and see you. Why are you here? Oh my god.
She's trying to use that
Are
belly
you,
as a
are
pillow.
you really
for
trying to
pain.
prostitute? You trying to prostitute the dude? Okay, I see what's up.
She said you can show up at 6, but boy, at 9:30 you got to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we transition to the next topic, does anybody else have anything to add to wanting too much too soon?
Let's see. Someone in my comments said this woman back in 2014 introduced me to her kids second time we hung out, and I told her I was against that. She wanted a new family off top. Is she looking for
I'll
a
be honest with you.
That
I'll
go
be
back
honest
to what
with
I
you.
said about boundaries and people trying to do for your kids and introduce them first to your kids.
Thanks. So I'm gonna be real with you, right? Just like on like some personal shit with me. Like when it come to my kids, bro, like it has to be like extremely serious for me to introduce my kids. My kids will not even know that dad talking to somebody. For what? Because why am I putting people into their experience? Like it's bad enough my experience is fucked up enough. Why do
What's
I
up,
need to fuck
Aaron?
up
How
their
you doing?
experience in life?
How's your day going?
Yeah, I've never introduced my daughter to another woman. If me and you were talking, conversating, you only met my daughter if you happen to cross us in Walmart or something. But even then, I'm not gonna stop and speak to you
Yeah, you better act like
because
you don't see
you
me. Keep
can't.
moving.
Everybody's energy ain't for your children. Your job, one of your main jobs as a parent is to protect your child no matter what, and that includes in any shape or form. And their energy is a precious thing. You can't just have anybody around your children. So I never, and I would never. We'd have to be, we'd have to be rocking for a while before you even come across baby girl.
Bro, I'm gonna say this, bro, like, because that's
White
something that I
Hammer, thank you for
truly
that
can
like
say
on
I
the
really
stream. How you
learned from
doing?
Mom Dukes, bro.
Some women feel like kids
Moms,
are a measuring stick with
I've
the
only seen my
men.
moms honestly like with one man, and that was my stepdad, right?
Mhm.
But other than that, I've never seen my mom just hanging out around like other men and shit like that. Like she ain't never been like, yo, baby, this my boyfriend or no shit like that. Like ain't no another dude been in my crib like that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And like, so for me, like that was one of the things for me growing up where I seen, and I was like, yeah, nah, like I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And that brings a whole nother level of respect when it comes to like your kids respecting you as a parent. You know what I'm saying? As a fucking as a pillar in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. I never saw men like that in my family. Coming around. I wanted to say, as a single woman, I don't have kids. Never been pregnant, so I wouldn't ever like if my relationship didn't work out with my man, I wouldn't ever introduce my kid to another man that I know it's not going to work out, or if I if it's just the beginning stages. We like you said, heavy. It's like if it's nothing serious, then I'm not introducing my kids to the next man. Like you said, protect them. That's just not for me. I've never met another like my friends' kids or anything like that, and I appreciate them for protecting them, because once that relationship is over, then you run the there's a possibility that that the kid is still looking for that person, and they don't understand what's going on, why that person is no longer around. So I'm not going to bring somebody else in and introduce them to my child, and then they're hurt because that person is no longer there. I'm not doing that to them.
Thanks, because at the end of the day, kids draw and they gain genuine connections when they to people, you know what I'm saying, in situations like that. So when they do that, you know what I'm saying, like they begin to look for that person, and then when they not there, it's like, okay, well, mom, like what the hell happened to such and such? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, also, it's like you don't want to wait too long to the point like you thinking about marriage or something like that with this person, and then your kids do meet this new person, and your kids don't like them. Because if my kids don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. You the op now. We gotta break up.
Somebody just said the same in my chat.
I hear you.
As a mother, I have not dated anyone officially since I've been a single mom. Yeah. I've just talked to people, but not relationship. For me, if I know you a year before I introduce you to my son, when it comes to you meeting my son, it's starting at level 1. Because the first time you interact with him is the first time you interact with him. So I'm not gonna act like I know you for a year when it comes to my son. Yep. Or I'm just not. And I need that person to already understand it when they meet them. And that is why some men refuse to date women who have children, because they know a good mom is already going to be there. I had a guy after I left my son's father that I knew from high school that always wanted to be with me, and I was not with his father anymore. And I was like, this guy is a good guy. He's upstanding, blah, blah, blah. So I had already knew him 7+ years, but I hadn't known him in a romantic way. So we were dating.
Spamming that like button. Thank you so much. King Day.
He already knew my son and had interacted with my son just from seeing each other because he was my friend. So, but then he had said some things to my son, like in a way of like calling him a cock blocker, like with him crying or something while we talking at night and stuff. So when I tell you that was the first experience that I ever had, I lost all interest in him at that very moment. Like, and it scared me because I had no control over it. Like, he literally was like, what happened? I didn't want to like talk to him no more or nothing. And I at first I had to really battle myself, like, don't be like that, da, 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 da. But it don't matter how long I knew him, his interaction with my son, not even as my friend, because his interaction with my son as my friend was fine. But his interaction now being romantic with me, with my son, was all wrong. So I literally, I have not talked to him since then. Like, we had been talking for 7+ years, and after that, we just don't talk no more. So it really is like, you just have to be careful with it. You gotta watch him.
Yeah, that's one of them things where like you are talking to like somebody who you date, kids, especially as a man, like you gotta really know where the line is. Don't cross that boundary when it comes to talking to other people's kids. And that's in general, you know what I'm saying, if I'm really thinking about it. Like, but more so when you being intimate with somebody, like you can't cross that line of like talking to somebody kid crazy. Like it's one thing if like y'all on the phone and y'all joking about the fact that he cock blocking some shit like that's one thing. But to actually say that shit to a kid, bro, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Even if it wasn't a way of to me, in the back of my head, I would still be wondering if that's how he feel about my child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if he said it to me, damn, your son cock blocking, he gonna always be here. So are you always gonna feel like that?
I get that too.
Because I'm where you was. My mom, I didn't see men coming in and out, so I always felt comfortable in my home, even my mom dating. I remember when I was older and I heard my mom room closed with the R. Kelly playing. I was like, somebody in here? That was my first experience. Like, yo, my mom see, man. Like, I was older though. Like, it was a shock. I was like, I remember sitting on the stuff like, yo, my mom see, man. Like,
She was like this.
that's not people everyday experience. That's something that people see revolving door type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even want no man to secretly be pushing my son out my room or,
like
making my son feel some
Steve
kind of
Harvey
way,
gif
because
from,
then I'm gonna be like, it's on
Family
me for
Feud.
ignoring that first red flag of him even joking with me about my son being a cop blocker. Cause see, a joke like that to me would be a red flag. And if later down the line he started treating him like that, I would put it on me for ignoring that.
I feel that. I completely agree.
Hey, you remember what R. Kelly song it was? We curious
She
over
wore
here.
that 12 play out. You hear me?
Oh
She
damn.
wore it out. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
She was scarred.
All right, guys, let's go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, Baba was cutting loose.
All right, bye.
Let's go
What
ahead.
you said,
and-
Mama, I'm coming.
Yeah, mama, here I come.
Mama.
Yeah, mama, here I come.
Oh, that's something else. Let's go ahead and transition into our next topic, which is not listening to your single friends. And we're gonna let Kiki start us off with that 12 play.
That's crazy. It was a single friends.
Yes, ma'am. Not listening to your single friends.
So I'm gonna be honest, at 30 years old, any of my single friends most times either already been married before, they single, not just because they fresh out of the dating. So I'll take advice if it's wise and I deem it I'll take heed to advice. I don't know. Younger, I got that. I totally got it. Now, my single friends have been married before and divorced. Now they single. You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody in their 50s, they single friends. You know what I'm saying? That's still wisdom. I get it. I could see if it was somebody who never been in a relationship, that kind of single, then yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. Most of my friends are single, but they done been in relationships enough, just like me. So I don't think that really counts for me at this moment. I mean, the way that I take advice, I really don't live by that that type of thing. Don't take that advice.
So I got a question for you, Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying like your single friends been married and shit before, right? And I respect that because I definitely got some that's the same way, but I also got some single friends who fucked up their relationship as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not like, I will not take advice from the motherfuckers, because what can you tell me about maintaining the structure of my relationship when you ruined yours?
Yeah.
They learn from their mistakes.
But they could have learned from that though. So that's why I say I'll take advice from anybody if I feel like if I can use it, if it's wisdom. That's why I say if I feel like if I deem it as wisdom, I'll take it. Single, married, divorced, fucked up, cheated. I feel like at my age, if it's wisdom, it's wisdom. I really don't care who it came from.
I mean, that's valid because I mean, I myself, you know what I'm saying, like I told y'all previously and shit, I've
Yes,
single-handedly
exactly.
kind of
Learn
fucked
from the
up my own
mistakes that they made.
But with
So
that
I want to
being
hear from
said,
you.
I
wanna hear from
personally,
you.
yeah, exactly, because I personally learned from my mistakes and shit, right? So like, if I'm gonna give advice on marriage and relationships and shit like that, I'm gonna give you sound advice. I'm gonna tell you my fuck ups. I'm gonna tell you all the shit that I did wrong so that you know what not to fucking do.
Hey, Lady Sam.
Versus me just saying, nah, fuck what she talking about. Nah, bro, go ahead, live your life, king, know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. This is where I fucked up. I've been in that situation. You don't want to cross that path.
Appreciate that perspective, growing and learning in that experience, even though it was an adverse experience. I appreciate you growing in that. And Kiki, I can appreciate your perspective as well, with picking and choosing who you want to, you know what I'm saying, take that advice from. My perspective, I'll just say, I don't know. Listening to single people, it seemed like everybody's single. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I've been married for 11 years, so I feel like I've always been wifed up. You know what I'm saying? I went through my 20s, I'm in my 30s, my teens. I just feel like I've always been wifed up. So
I don't know. I got
it's
a lot
hard
of
for me
single
to
friends,
take
y'all.
the advice of other people, especially without knowing their history. I don't know if their family got generational curses and they've only seen relationships that did not pan out. I don't know. I can't judge on that, judge that advice. So I think that the best advice I'm going to get is through experience. And then I don't know what experience they have to be giving me that advice. So the advice that, single people give me, I tend to not take. So that's my perspective.
Not even with a grain of salt?
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to say that I'm above learning and things like that and growing, but if somebody tells me, for instance, don't change for nobody. Yeah. I'm already knowing that in a relationship, compromise is built into that. People are going to have to change. You're changing to better yourself. You're changing for that person. You're going to grow, so change is imminent. So if somebody's giving me some advice like that or something else, or don't mix your finances, what works for one person may not necessarily work for the other person. It's to each its own in a relationship. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, base how their relationship should go off of what society deems it should be. And that's just not the case. If you want a relationship to last,
we all gonna change,
sometimes compromise is going to happen, and you're going to be doing things that naturally fit between you and your partner. They don't have to work for everybody, but they may just work for you two. So advice is not always going to be applied. So I do what works for me and mine. But let's hear from you, Lisi. What do you think?
I think as of late, I do go to my married friends more often. Well, let me take that back. I don't have many married friends. I have cousins that are married. So I will go to them for advice. I trust their advice. With my single friends, I'll run things past them and I'll like listen to their advice, and then I kind of go back and I see what's best for me, how I'm going to move forward. I don't know. It's just I'm not taking what they're saying with a grain of salt, but I'm looking at both parties, listen to what they're saying, and then doing what's best, what I think is best for me. I appreciate everybody's advice, so because I need it. I'm not exactly experienced in relationships, so I'm looking to both married parties and people that are single for advice. So I'm gonna listen.
You can admit that there's a sense of bias between what you would apply from a single person to a person who's been in a relationship or is in a relationship, right? Is that what you're saying? There's some bias there?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't say there's a bias. I don't know. I'll have to think about that a little bit more.
Okay. Well, while you think about that, we're gonna hear from the big fella. Big fella Trent, talk to us.
Yeah.
Keep an open mind. Yeah.
Oh.
I take advice from everyone. But is there a bias? What's up, Tom Rick? How you doing?
Alright.
Heavy, thank you for that share.
I need advice in my relationship, bro. More than likely, my single friends are not who I'm gonna run to. But it also depends on like what was previously said. Why are they single? How was their last relationship? If I know much about it, who messed up? But even when I do get that advice, that's not gonna be just exactly my move because you always got your gut feeling, and usually your gut feeling not gonna lead you wrong. I think it just depends on what aspect I need advice in and what advice that they give me. Because when I was single and not in these streets, if you took advice from me, your ass was finna be single and not in the streets with none of my shit, right?
I drank towards your
God.
You hear
experience
me? With none
wisdom.
of my shit,
What's
right?
up,
Because how am I gonna
Michael? How you
tell
doing?
you about your relationship and what move you should make, and I ain't got my own shit going?
Look, y'all, I got
You
notes.
feel me? All my shit messed up, and yours finna be messed up too if you follow with me. Cause I'ma tell you, forget about him, forget about her. We can go out to the club, it's jumping tonight, or they playing you, they tripping. You know, just my advice was bad. I know it was bad. And some of it hit on, but thank God that I grew up and got older because I can give
He's very
people some
funny.
sound advice these
Oh,
days.
Lord,
But
this Twitch link.
I'm not gonna take. I'm gonna listen to my single friends and what they got to say. But also, if I'm talking to you about my personal business, then I'm at a level with you that I know about your personal business. So I kind of know where your last relationship went to and why it ended and you know what all happened with that. And I trust you enough to talk to you about it because I feel like you can give me some good information for me to receive or some good advice. I'm not just gonna talk to any one of my friends. You feel me? I got a select few of friends that I'm gonna talk to about me and Faith. So yeah, I'm just it to me it just depends on the situation and the person that you talk to. Cause sometimes your single friends, they do got good advice because you may remember at a point in time where they was in a situation kind of similar and you asked them what did they do and that could work for you, or like you said, what worked for one person may not work for the next. So you just kind of gotta receive the advice that you asked for, go with your gut feeling, and then at the end of the day, you pretty much just come up with your next plan on your own or your next idea.
Tom Rick, do you listen? Do you
I
talk to
will
your
say
single
though, Trent, you
friends
made a very
about
valid point though.
what's
with
going on in your
the
marriage?
fact that you do
Or
have
do
a
you get
select
advice from
group of
them?
people who feel
Yeah, that's it.
confident about your
I got.
relationship.
Or do you talk to your
I
other
may
married friends
have
about
if
what's
I'm gonna
going on?
talk relationship advice. If I'm looking for advice for some people, bro, I got 3 people I'm gonna talk to. All
That's
right,
solid, bro.
and to be honest, only one of them is really a friend. You feel me? Yeah, that's it. Only one of them is a friend, and the only single person I'm gonna talk to is my daddy, and I just take his advice really to learn what not to do. Because I love Pops, but Pops, he's led me right a hell of a lot more times than he's ever led me wrong. I give you that. But when it comes to relationship,
What about you, Michael? Are you
Pops, that
talking
ain't
to
really
your
your
single
strong
friends
suit.
about relationship advice? Or are you going
it's
to
a
your
big
married
thing
friends?
to keep as less people in your experience as possible.
Yeah, because I don't need everybody knowing our business. And even when I talk to them, it ain't just gonna be just a little falling out or a little argument. Like it's gonna
Okay.
be something that was going on for like months. But you can't let everybody in your business as well. I'm big on privacy, so that's why I'm
Same
like
here.
that. And that's privacy even with me and Faye.
Can I
Like
comment on that? My
if
bad.
you don't see, like I don't post all the good stuff that we do together. You feel me? Like I don't post every time we go somewhere
I agree with that.
videos
But then
and
do
trips and
you-
stuff. I don't post every time I love her. I don't do the WCW. I don't do all that. I'm very big on privacy. Like everybody know we together and that's
What's up,
mine,
Charlene? How
but
you doing?
I ain't gotta show it to everybody. So I do the same thing. If we going through something I need advice, it ain't for everybody to know. It ain't for everybody's business. I treat it all the same with privacy. So you just keep your select few people. But my single friends, like I said, it depends. It depends on them and what I'm going through.
Appreciate
Exactly,
that
Tom.
perspective. Jazz, talk to us.
I agree with that.
Listening to your single friends or not?
When you let other people in
depends,
on
'cause
your
like
relationship and you're
Kiki,
telling them
you know,
all the
a lot
bad
of my
things,
friends who are single now
then
were once in, long-term relationships or
don't ask me
marriages,
for advice. Like,
and so they escaped
if you're not gonna take it,
the clutches
also,
of marriage.
or don't get upset with
and-
me when I tell you something that you don't want to hear.
So some of their advice, is sound. My thing is, like, I'm gonna take what I need and throw out what I don't.
Hmm.
Whoever is giving advice, no matter
Yep.
whether it's a single friend, a friend who is married, because some of these married folks, they seem very
Just as
happy
bad.
You don't
and,
need
and like they
everybody
got
in
their
your
everything
relationship.
together.
They don't need to know
but,
everything that's going on in
you
your
don't know what's going on in
relationship.
their
You got to keep
household.
some things private.
So
Even me being a single woman, I know
I'm gonna
that.
take what I need, throw out what I don't. I'll try out some advice, once. So what's it gonna hurt? Unless it's, something that's gonna put me in danger. Then for the most part, I'll listen to what you got
It makes
to say.
it hard to forgive
If
them
I
when you do.
feel like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm grown
if
enough and
you-
I'm adult
you're
enough
telling
to
me
make
what's
sound
going on,
decisions.
and
So if I feel like
another
some
bad
advice that
situation
they're
comes up,
giving
if you're
me
only
is not
telling me
good
the
advice
bad
or it might
things,
lead
I'm
me
gonna be
astray,
looking at this person like, what the
then
hell,
obviously,
you know?
I ain't gonna take it. But
Explore both
no, I
sides
did
and do a
get some bad
mixture
advice
of,
here,
both, honestly.
recently.
Yeah, that's the same
And I
thing I
definitely
said.
should have left that advice alone. But I tried it out, and then it ain't work out. But it is what it is.
Gather advice from both sides. See what's
Okay.
gonna
And
work
that's a
for
story
for you.
time.
Where's your chamoy?
Because they not that I need to take a, I don't want to take a, I don't know how long that story is, I'm just saying, but my point is, when you do feel like you're sound in your decisions, what made you take that advice? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you usually like, oh, I'm good at throwing out what I don't need, what made you say, I'm gonna do that?
What's up, Max?
Like, was
How
it
you
something
doing?
that
Thank
you
for the
just
like on
knew
the
you
stream.
shouldn't have done? Would you want to try it?
It was, it's just like, I don't do stuff like this, but it sounds fun, and nobody's gonna know.
Okay, one of them. Okay. That makes sense.
Nobody's gonna know if it goes bad. Maybe one or two people.
They're gonna know.
I've been married 20 years to one woman, but it's not always been roses. We just talked it out.
So
and
talk
it's a
to us. We
problem
need your perspective,
now.
brother.
No problem.
You taking advice from your single friends or not?
First of all, I ain't got no single friends. I barely got friends. Everybody that's close to me, we
What's up,
family.
Alicia?
Period.
Thank you for the like on the stream.
I am the single
Appreciate you
friend,
coming
so
through.
off rip, I tell everybody, look here, don't quote me on it, but shit, certain situations I've been in, so I learned from every mistake I've made. I learned from, and never made that mistake again. Period. So if it's one of those situations where I learned my lesson from that one, you asked me about it, of course I'm gonna give you. This is where I went wrong at. I thought more of myself than thinking of a relationship as in two people. So that's why I went wrong at this situation. So don't do this. Think together instead of thinking separate. Because I'm single by choice, but
Mhm.
I've learned a lot over my years of doing my rights and wrongs. So I can say, yeah, I learned this, I learned that. But certain situations, I'll tell you, look, I don't know about that. Ask somebody else.
Mhm.
But don't quote me on what I'm going to tell you to do, because it may work and may not work. At the end of the day, you got to learn from yourself. I can't tell you exactly how to do shit the right way, but I can try to guide you where not the fuck to go, because of where I've been at and going wrong and went left. So it is what it is.
Even as a single woman, I give my friends advice. So I would
Appreciate
hope that they would.
perspective, Sue.
I can still go to
Very
them.
good insight.
That would be
I
kind of
think right
like
now we can open the floor up for chat on this topic.
oxymoronish.
Anybody's chat want to chime in with something? Anybody sees something?
Febo, you answering these questions?
Yeah, I went already.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna say this though before we get chat involved. I was very huge on my life, my experience, right? And so previously, I was always in a place where I was like, I never regret anything that I've done. Feel me? Like it was my choice, it's my experience. I am where I am because of the choices I made, right? But I will say, man, like as of like lately, I can honestly say some shit that I definitely would have fucking
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. Because like sometimes when people be like, the decisions that I made, maybe the person I am today, like
Zach
maybe
in
I
the
don't like all of the
building.
person I am today.
Hello.
Like
What's up, G?
I could have avoided some of this stuff.
Welcome back, my
If I
guy.
would have listened to some people.
Welcome back.
Some people be terrible as fuck and they don't want to admit this shit.
Man,
I'm like, your experiences made you a trash ass person. You should regret those.
All right, I got some comments from chat. Michael said, I'm going to both honestly explore both sides and do a mixture of both honestly. Tom Rick said he's been married for 20 years to one woman, but it's not always been roses. We just talked it out, and that's the problem now. No problem solving. But he also mentioned he's not going to his friends. He's going to his mom and his siblings, I believe he said. So I was just gonna say, like, you do have to be careful about who you let into your relationship, because I was saying to my chat, if you only give them like the negative aspects of it, of what's going on in your relationship, we could take that information. We're only getting negative, so we're starting to get like, okay, you don't need to be with this guy, you don't need to be doing this, you don't need to be doing that, or whatever. But if you don't take that advice and you keep going back to him and bad things keep happening, then it's like, why do you keep coming to me for advice if you're not going to take it? Even if I am single, I still know what to look out for in a relationship. You know what I mean?
right. And that's one of the things too, where like when you ask them for that advice or you ask them situations and shit like that, like
I'm not perfect by
me
far.
personally,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna ask for your advice on some
Missy,
shit, and I'm
how
telling
you doing,
like,
Sambuski?
what happened
Thank you for the
negatively,
like.
I'm gonna tell you all of the good that also went with it before and after,
Mm-hmm.
just so that you know what I'm saying, the level of advice you can give me is gonna be like as clear as possible. I want you to have somewhat of a whole picture in that situation.
This will be probably a discussion for another day. But to elaborate on what Lisa said, some people are addicted to being treated bad. But that's a whole nother episode there, because that's true.
That's a fact.
I agree.
And that's why, people who journal, they say that they're success, because sometimes you can look back and read over what you've been through or something like that, and it'd be advice for yourself. Like, I have a journal called Prayers for My Future Husband, and sometimes I think of things that I want implemented as the thought comes, or if I could look back at journals or something like that from my previous relationship, it probably would help me now with, different things or thoughts that I have. So, maybe start to journal or get something in that way. Just, even your own experiences would be advice to yourself.
Facts.
Anybody else have any chat remarks to weigh in on this topic before we transition to the next? All right, let's get to the next topic. So, does your girlfriend or boyfriend have access to your phone? Does your boyfriend or girlfriend have access to your phone? I'm going to start this one off because Kiki forgot what I said, and I don't like that. So, yes. Yes, my wife has access to my phone. And is there some stuff in there? It's some shit in there. I ain't gonna lie. But she knows some shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's okay. When I say shit, I mean it's nothing that's damaging to the relationship. But yeah, I think we all have some shit in our phone. But she does have access to it, and I think that is a part of being transparent in a relationship.
Missy. Thank you for the like and
phone?
The share. How you
No.
doing, Mama?
Do I ever catch her looking at my phone? No. But if she needed it for anything or whatever the case may be, she does have access to it. I don't have apprehension about giving her my phone to use it. If she wants to make a call, send a text to somebody, any of that, I have no apprehension with that.
Alicia looking.
And vice versa. I feel like if I was looking through her phone, which I wouldn't be, but if I was, and let's be all honest, we've all wanted to
My
look
phone
through
is
the other
locked.
person's phone.
My phone is
And have
locked
done
right
it.
now,
So
and
I
I'm
have,
single.
I have done
There's
it
nobody
before
here to look
previously,
through
but
it.
I'm just saying, if I was to do it, I don't think that I would.
But I don't think I'm letting anybody look through my phone.
But yeah, the access is there.
Maybe when I am in a relationship and I can delete stuff, then people can look through my phone. Because I know I have nothing to hide. But I'm a single woman, so
an insecurity thing. It is, just to be honest, it's kind of an insecurity thing. But we all need reassurances. That's just the truth about it. We all like those reassurances. Oh, such and such gonna let me use their phone, or when such and such put their phone down, it's not face down, it's face up, so I can see what notifications are on it and things like that. I'm cognizant of that, and I try to be reassuring in those ways, because there's only so much you could do in the scope of a relationship to remind somebody you love them without saying it all of the time, or you thinking about their feelings or how they feel about something or their past traumas that they've been through. So yeah, I'll leave my phone face up. Yeah, if you want to see my phone, you can see my phone, but I think having that access is, a part of being transparent in a relationship.
I hear you, bro. I do. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a certain level of fuck that I have to give to want to look through your
phone. Okay, talk to us about it. Talk to us.
Man, bro, like you said, bro, it's an insecurity.
My wife don't touch my phone. I don't touch her phone, but nothing to hide. Exactly.
As
it's
humans,
in a way, our phones are our diaries. You know what I mean?
But the reassurance that I need is not gonna come from me looking through your fucking phone. It's honestly not. What I like for you to pass me your phone if I ask you for it, maybe a phone call. Hell, maybe I need to find my phone. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, then yeah. But in the sense of just being like I got her passcode.
All that stage in my life, yeah. I've never been there. If I ever feel a need to go through somebody's phone,
I'm not.
That's it for me. The relationship is done.
And like you said, bro, I got shit in my phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you truly want to go find some shit, you gonna find that
why
shit.
Are we in this relationship?
Feel me? It might be a fucking group chat. It might be, you know what I'm saying, a fucking thread somewhere else. Like it might be whatever. But if you looking for that shit, you gonna find it regardless. And it could not even be something that fucking serious. But it could be something along the lines of just a particular person that I was talking to that, I'm cool with it. You might not be. You might be upset with that person at the time or some shit. Or whatever the case may be. It might be something small, but to you could be something so great just because you feel away at the time.
I feel that, bro. Let's get a woman's perspective. Lacey, talk to us.
All right, let me grab my notes because I'm ready for this one. I'm not looking through anybody's phone. If you're over analyzing how I'm placing my phone down when I'm done with it, then you need to get help. Because if I put my phone up or if I put it down, it doesn't mean anything. It's just how I'm placing it at that time. If I ever feel the need to go through somebody's phone, the relationship to me is done, because if I can't trust you and what you're doing in your phone, then why are we together? I was just telling my chat that in a way our phones are our diaries. Our phone has a lot of our personal information. So my phone is locked. I'm single. No, there's nobody here. I unlock it each and every time. But if somebody needs it, then yes, you can use my phone. Just stick on what you say that you're going to use. If you need to call somebody, you're going to stay in that call app. Don't go swiping through anything else, because if I'm in a relationship and you go looking for something, you're going to find something that's going to hurt your feelings. And we don't need to be at that point. If you can't trust me, then you don't need to be with me. That's all I got to say.
I very much so appreciate what you said by shining a light on that our phones, it's not just a phone anymore. Mm-hmm. It is much more than a phone. It holds our private details, and it's a security risk, even at that, just letting somebody use it. So
hello,
I definitely
how you
agree
doing?
with that. And
Thank
now that you
like
mentioned that, I'm more inclined to be more, serious about keeping it to myself Now that I realize, yeah, all my passwords is in my phone.
All your passwords.
Private, intimate photos, and private documents, emails, things like that. All of that can be, accessed through a phone nowadays. So, a phone should be coveted a lot more than giving access to somebody, especially at a girlfriend boyfriend level. If it's not long term and things like that, you should definitely
But
take care of that
listen,
phone.
if I'm dating somebody and she pick my phone up, she so much as go out of that phone call app, that's a fucking data breach.
Yeah.
Well, you subject to jail time at that point because
It's
there's
like,
so
what are you
much shit
doing
in
at
my
that
fucking
point?
phone. Yeah, like, why I'm pressing charges, bitch, you crazy. Like, listen, when I tell you I got so much shit in my fucking phone, like business shit, personal shit, my kids, like all types of shit, banking shit, like, bro, if you do anything in my phone, I'm pressing fucking charges, bitch. You are crazy.
Yeah. But if I give you permission to use it, like if we're in a relationship and I have nothing to hide, then you're more than welcome to use it. I have nothing's wrong with that. Like if we're in a serious relationship, if I'm married, you can use my phone if you need to. I trust you, at that point. But it's
But yeah, I
still
mean, 'cause
private.
at that point,
Yeah, it's still private information, but I'm not
right.
talking to nobody else that's gonna get me in trouble.
Appreciate that perspective.
I ain't gonna lie, she better be cool with all my smut though, because at that point, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, if she got a problem with the smut, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Then
all
she
about
got a problem with
respect from
herself.
the
She need to
door.
work that out with
Exactly.
God.
Dude, talk to us. Does your girlfriend or boyfriend have access to your phone? What's your thoughts?
If we've been rocking for a little while, shit, I'd let you put your fingerprint in my phone because half of the shit that's in my phone, hell, you already know what's in my phone because I got two phones for one. So the phone that let you get access to ain't shit in that phone any fucking ways. Everything's in the other phone. So that's no problem at all.
Look at Trent.
But at the same time,
Wait, I got two phones
half the
too.
time anybody is lucky to even get access to my phone because my phone stay in my pocket and stay on me 24/7, 365.
Trent is stupid.
So you're not even finna go through there.
Wait a minute.
Flag on the plate.
I got two phones too. Shit, we could play that game. Well, not that game. It's not a game, but yeah, I got two phones.
Two
No,
phones,
it's
Kevin
not a
Gates?
game.
Come on now.
It's not a game. It's just
not a game. It's not
all my personal shit, like my business shit, is just all somewhere you ain't gonna find no way. So
So I got a question for you, my boy.
it was good.
Because if you letting her put her fingerprint in that motherfucker, right?
I agree.
Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit cards, all of that shit, bro. At this point, you might as well give this woman your
Looking
wallet.
for something to
First of all,
justify
ain't
that
none of that.
behavior,
Ain't none of
yeah.
that on my phone. All that stuff. I keep all my cards. I use my cards. I don't use none of that shit. So she
I
ain't got
agree.
access to nothing in my bank.
Maybe
All right,
they're the
man.
one that's
Listen,
cheating, so
boy,
they're
look, I was
looking
over
for
here
something
throwing the
in
flag.
your phone.
No.
Trying
I don't
to
set up
find
none of
out
that shit on my
something
phone.
that's
All that
wrong.
shit stay off my phone. I
So
use
they
my
can get
extra
over,
cards.
over the relationship, get out of the
Man,
relationship.
look.
Like you gotta insert my card every time you want to pay for anything.
Listen, I'm telling you, bro.
I
'Cause
want to hear
when I
what
say I
Trent
got
gotta
all
say.
of that shit in my phone, bro. That's why I said,
Yeah,
like, for my
I don't
phone,
have none
that
of
shit
that.
is a data breach, bro.
Ain't none of that's on my phone at all. And I keep it that way on purpose.
Make sure y'all go
I
follow
work on
Trent.
phones, so I mean,
Go
it ain't
follow
hard for me to do
Trent.
an iPhone real quick. Like, so even if you
Go
do
tell
have your
him.
phone locked,
Go
I know
tell
how to
Trent
get
he
in
a
there.
fool.
But I appreciate that insight, bro, because you had me worried for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Trent both was over here about sweating.
Nah, I don't keep nothing like that on my phone. All that stays in my pocket, in my wallet. You got to come to my wallet to get into that period. And even then, you still don't know my code because I keep all my code in my mind. I
They
don't write
said
none of my
flag
shit
on the
down.
play.
So different.
I'm off the grid, so I really don't be
Who
caring.
said if we been rocking, Shorty can get the thumbprint? I ain't never heard that. I'm over here throwing red flags.
Nah, cause see, the phone that you gonna get access to, it ain't
He
nothing
on the
but
purple
just
side, yep.
my work phone. So shit ain't nothing in that bitch but phone numbers from the job. That's it. All my social media is on my other phone.
I was
I remember
scrolling up.
once
I was
upon
trying
a
to
time, I thought
find
a motherfucker had, mind you, I got multiple computers and shit.
Sue.
But I'm on vacation. I had went to go take care of my mom's for like a month. And I had one of my gaming computers with me, and I had my MacBook with me. But the other computer was still at my desk. When I say somebody got access to my Discord and I about fucking panicked, I bro, listen, I'm sitting here, I'm checking like logs and shit, trying to see if the other computer was logged into and shit. I'm hitting remote desktop, like all types of shit.
See, I live off the grid, so a lot of my shit you ain't gonna find unless I log into it anyway. So,
And listen, this technology era is a dangerous era. I will say that to say that.
oh, I'm already knowing. I'm peep to everything. I know how to do everything. I just keep my mouth shut.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get Jazz's perspective on this topic. Boyfriend or girlfriend, access to the phone. What's your thoughts?
No. Not ever. I don't care how long we've been rocking. We could have been in this thing 30 years. No. That's my privacy. If you can't trust me and what's in my phone, then why are you with me? Get out my phone. But in the same in the same breath, like I would have said, previously in other situations, somebody wanted to go through my phone. I allowed that to happen because obviously you're not taking it seriously. The fact that I established this boundary when I told you we are not exclusive and you still wanted to go through my phone anyway. So maybe if you see this, maybe you'll really understand that we are not exclusive. But like just in general, no, you cannot go through my phone.
No question.
What?
He went through some messages. He seen some dick pics he shouldn't have seen.
I mean, listen, he got his feelings hurt. That's all I would say. Like,
hey, that's his fault. Shit, he knew this wasn't that.
I mean, I'm gonna say, I'm not saying there were, explicit pictures. First of all, I don't keep that. He got his feelings hurt.
Listen, I'm only asking because I know me personally, I don't delete messages, right? More so legal purposes. So
legal purposes. He want to be able to bring it back up. He'd be like, yeah, on November 1st.
Oh, receipt head ass.
Listen, I'm just saying because I done seen, you know what I'm saying, how shit
Jump
can
in,
go
Kimmy.
left when a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, don't. Feel
Jump
me?
in. We can get
I done seen motherfuckers get caught up in
your point of
situations
view.
where a fucking simple message would have saved their motherfucking life. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts on that heavy. I feel you on that.
My messages get deleted. When I delete you off my phone, I'm deleting everything.
Nah. I might block your number, but I'm not deleting. Actually, I take that back. I did it once.
I don't delete messages. You can scroll on my phone.
I didn't delete messages just to keep, just because I just didn't delete them. I didn't see the point in deleting the messages. But like Heavy said, for legal purposes, not deleting messages has saved my job and pretty much freedom. Because there was a lady at work that we was friends. I helped her get the job, kind of going off topic, but make it real quick. I helped her get the job, but later on I had to write her up for something, and she accused me of sexual assault. And so I had the messages from way back showing that we was friends. I've never asked this woman to go out to dinner, a drink, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Never crossed the line in any shape, form, or fashion. She actually used to date my brother, but having those messages on Facebook Messenger, and in my phone saved my job.
Yeah,
and I was investigated for 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
See,
those instances I can understand, but like,
So I don't delete nothing. I don't give a damn if we say, hey, that shit there.
Listen,
you said hey to me in 2017. This is this iPhone.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I got a homeboy doing all day, and the message could have saved his ass. He could be out right now. So I'm telling you, I'm not doing
Look, I'm
it.
scrolling.
No, I definitely do. Like, we go on one date and it didn't work out. I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting your number. I'm deleting
2018
contact,
is my most recent message. That's probably when I got this
try to
phone.
spin the block and be like, hey, what you doing? I'm definitely that person like, who is this? Because I have no clue. Because everything got deleted.
Listen,
At the end of this year,
I completely
5
understand
years
you.
ago.
I'm gonna delete the contact, but I'm not deleting the messages. So when you do call,
nope,
it's gonna say the number. I ain't gonna know who the fuck it is. So I'm definitely gonna hit you with the who you. You know what I'm saying? But
I blocked you. I blocked. I finally had to block somebody, so I still have the name on it just so I know like
Who
who's
it is.
calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that I rarely block somebody, but I had to this past year because he got crazy. But Kiki, what's your thoughts on this topic?
Um, I'm with Jack. I'm with her. No, no. Um, give me a valid reason why you wouldn't be picking up my phone. I don't see it.
She said,
We got
"I don't see it."
iPads. You got your phone. You got a tablet or something. Nowadays, you can call the cops on the TV. I just don't see why you got my phone. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure that out. I mean, if we married, you can have access to it. You know, like people said, I was listening. You can call 911 with the phone locked.
Yes, you can.
Give me a reason why you got to be in my phone, because I'm gonna send my girls some pictures that me and my girls like to see. This is what's gonna be. Why you looking at my text messages? You mad because it's 18 of them and you trying to figure out, am I literally talking to 18 of them, but we really just got it off the internet? I don't have time to explain that to you. First of all, I'm grown. And second of all,
Period.
I talk to my mother and sister about things that I would never talk to my man about.
Mhm.
I don't care if we married, husband. It'll be things that my sister might tell me or mention to me that she would never want my husband to know just from out of her privacy. And I might have just sent it. You don't have to see that. So, yeah, they don't even got to be elaborated on my side no more. After marriage, you might have access. And it's my face. So, I don't know. I don't know. But I might let you, use it to call your phone or something like, hey, yeah, that's it. You might have access, but you're never going to have just permission to pick up my phone and go through it.
Like you might, even as a married, you might get your feelings hurt because, I might be talking about your little crusty ass. You didn't piss me off one day, and I'm talking to my very best friend, and I might be like, you won't believe this motherfucker that pissed me off. And, you all kinds of motherfuckers in that phone at that moment because I'm mad at you. I would never do nothing to disrespect. But I might be mad at you, and now you done gone through the phone, you done said I'm talking to my best friend about how you done pissed me off, and now you upset. Now your feelings hurt.
Are you mad all over again?
Now look what you did to yourself.
That's
It's your
crazy.
fault.
Now that's a different topic because I ain't gonna lie, I don't even talk like that to my best friend, but that's just from experience. That's a whole nother topic. When it comes to that, I'm not even talking to my best friend like that. Like, not saying that I won't tell her something, but it's gonna be to a certain extent. Cause I know for me as a best friend, I hold grudges, so don't tell me everything. But anyway, it won't be to that extent. But I mean, I might just be like, girl, you ever seen somebody who got 8 toes? You know you got 8 toes. I ain't telling you had 8 toes. But now you just sitting in my phone and you like, damn, you telling that girl I got 8 toes. Now you mad. I didn't tell my friend that you had 8 toes. But you mad because you seen I asked her, did she ever see a nigga with 8 toes? See, you just looking for stuff and you found it, now you mad at me. Leave my phone alone.
Little funky feelings hurt.
Trent, did you speak on the subject outside of what happened with your coworker?
No, I was kind of hoping I got skipped on this subject. I ain't want to have no parts around that.
We ready to
I
move
ain't know
on?
about this one. No, do babe have access to my phone? Yeah, I'll give her my phone. Does she want access to my phone? No. And it's kind of the same with me. If I need to see her phone for something, she'll give it to me. If she need to see mine for something, but there usually ain't an instance that we need to see each other's phone for. One word of advice, fellas: if you do go through the phone, don't look for names, look for the group chats. All right, all their business in the group chats. Telling y'all that they be in them group chats talking they shit. That's why all to get shit at. But it's like I said earlier, man. I like eating. All right, when you go through them phones and you see shit, you get your feelings hurt. You go on a diet, and that diet consider crying and vodka, and that ain't gonna keep you full. Trust me. But I just don't. I don't touch her phone. And Faye is the type. If my phone is ringing, she'll tell me my phone ringing. She ain't gonna look at it. Who tell me who calling? Unless I tell her to, pick it up and bring it here. But just going through each other's phone, that's a trust thing. Like, I know ain't nothing in that phone that I need to see or care for. and genuinely she feels the same. It's just I don't I've been through somebody's phone once, and all it took was one app, and I didn't eat for 2 weeks. I don't see the point in going through people's phone. At that point, you looking for something, and y'all have already had other issues going on that's got you wanting to go through that phone. Cause like I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I needed her phone, I could get it, but I don't know her passcode to her phone. My thumbprint damn sure don't work on it, and kind of the same thing with my phone. She don't know my passcode, which she may do, but and her thumbprint don't work neither. But I just think them phones, because like y'all said, they more than just phones now. They got everything in them. You got stuff that you talk to your friends about, bank cards, just all other shit in them phones. If you ask me, the best advice I could just tell somebody was don't touch nobody's phone or even ask to go through it or want to go through it unless you really need to. Because if you, like I said, if you're going through that looking for something, y'all already have had other issues, and y'all got some things that y'all need to talk about and work on. But one big thing for me is I've never changed my phone number. I have had the same phone number since 2003. Never went to the store to try to change it or anything. So one big thing about me, because it has happened before, is I be worried about like exes still having my number and like reaching out, checking on you, trying to get back in contact with you, trying to relight the candle, as they say. That's one of my biggest fears, is for my old lady to be at the store with my phone or something, and I have an ex, hey, I hadn't talked to you in 8 years. How you been? How things going? Bitch, I don't need you checking up on me. And now she gonna want to know why the fuck you just popped out the blue and what's been going on to make you want to pop up or something. Or you may have somebody that slide in your DMs, want to shoot their shot. Now she want to know why they feel comfortable enough to do this or the third. That be my biggest fear. My biggest fear is that ain't nothing in there. It's somebody deciding to hit me up or shoot their shot or something. And now here I am trying to fight for my goddamn life. I ain't going forward.
You left the shit on red. Now she thinking you deleted messages and all the other goofy shit.
And it go there. So
You got the hey big head text.
yeah, or that's what I be worried about. Yeah. Like I said, I done talked to the boys about something. It's some booty pics in that motherfucker. Conversation that the guys have. I may have seen something on Twitter and I sent them a screenshot of it. I don't need you going through my phone. There's some wild shit in my phone. I ain't gonna do that.
I got Bruce over here in my chat, man. He said as long as it's mutual, I'm cool with it. Don't touch my shit. I ain't hide nothing. But to be honest, don't go through girls' phone. You go looking for some shit, you gonna find some shit. That's the rule. But ain't nothing in my phone but ass and titties.
You gonna go through some girl's phone, you gonna see a big ass dick, and now you gonna be like hurt because you be like, my dick don't look like that. I don't measure up. This is what she be wanting. Look, you gonna be hurt. Now you gonna be
that part.
It might be somebody.
Hey, imagine going through the house holding the phone up. Bitch, who dick is this?
This damn sure ain't mine.
Bro.
That's
oh
wild.
my god.
Hey,
the reason why I said that being a fear of mine, or like an ex or something hitting you up, bro, because I dated. I was talking to a chick years ago, and I didn't know she was engaged until I FaceTimed her one day, and her fiance answered, and he wanted to know who I was, and that was just crazy. That was tough. And so I'm like, damn. Like, but they had a situation that was going, I felt like I'm current. I wasn't no ex at the time, so I'm just like, man, if she ever had my phone and somebody called and it's supposed to be an ex or something, I'd hate to be in this situation. So that's kind of where that fear come from, because I've been on the other part of it.
We got screenshots for days, babe. That's facts.
We got anybody else's chat that want to chime in on this topic before we transition to the last topic?
I actually had a question for Sue about his outlook. So when you giving your girl this phone, I'm gonna call it a dummy phone because that's what it is. Do she know you got to, or are you off rip deceiving her by giving her a dummy phone, knowing that she'll never really know that you got a second phone?
Oh no, I've rep. Everybody know I got two phones. That's a gimme. So shit, you gonna know I got two phones. I'm pulling both.
So she not asking for both of them.
No, she ain't got to. Because at the end of the day, I keep everything 100 with you. I ain't finna say him sugarcoat shit. I'm gonna tell you off rip. Look, I'm finna go talk to one of my other hoes since you want to act stink today. Whoa. It is what it is.
Bye, soon. Bye.
Whoa.
What? That's the truth. I ain't one of the ones that gotta hide today. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If I'm talking to somebody else, I'm talking to somebody else.
Hey, my boy, keep it on the flow, boy. Keep it on the flow.
Why she gotta be a hoe?
Child.
No, I'm saying like you know how women go talk to one of your other hoes. So it's one of those situations talking like that. Like, okay, bet.
She been waiting on me to call anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
Bitch, I'm going to Tasha's house anyway. Pussy wet as fuck right now. What you talking about, stupid?
Wow.
I've been waiting on you to put me
I come in the relationship open. I ain't finna cut throat shit with you. I'm gonna be 100% with you all the way. I'm gonna say, look, at the current time.
I think it's calculations.
No, listen. I'm trying. God damn it, can I answer first? Shit. But I'm 100% all the way when I first start off. When I'm coming to the relationship, I'm gonna tell you off, look, I got this going on, I got that going on. So if you want to ride the roller coaster, you can ride with it.
I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, bro. Me personally, they not knowing about each other. I'm not going that far. It's a certain. For me, it's a respect thing, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect your experience with me as well as the next motherfucker's experience with me. So unless some shit is like really on the flow, then I'm gonna go ahead and let it be known. Hey, look, I got such and such, such and such. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on over here. You feel me? Like you might want to, you know what I'm saying, push back a little bit, whatever the case may be. But I'm not coming straight into this joint. Hey, yo, Tia, Leah, Kim, Tanisha, T. Like we not.
Okay, DMX. Let's write this down from this topic because Sue about to heat me up on some other topic. We ain't never get to the fourth one.
Right.
Sue,
Look,
what?
we divert like a motherfucker.
Like I just started. At the end of the day, I want to be 100 with you from the get go because I done came in a relationship where I was 100 with somebody and they lied on me. I asked you if you got a man, you go no, and then I come to find out you talking to your homegirls and I'm in the present, and now all of a sudden you got a man, so you lied from the jump. I know from the jump. I ain't have nobody by the time. Now I'm gonna show you how much I can get.
Wait, so is this you in a relationship or just dating?
Yeah, because I'm looking at it like a dating perspective.
Yeah.
From dating to relationships, all the way 100. I'm 100 with it all the way. Once I get into a deep relationship, I'm gonna tell you first. I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna cut these hoes off for you. Period.
Okay, so when she asks for the dummy phone, do she know it's two? Because if I'm in a relationship with you committed, you hand me that dummy ass phone, and I know it's a second one, I'm gonna be like, and the other one too. I'm saying I'm not that girl, but I'm saying if I was that girl, if I know you got two, I'm looking for two. Don't play me. Give me the second one too.
But see, when it comes to that second phone, I'm tell her, look, you go to that phone, and your physical hurt. Cry silently. Don't be loud with the shit because I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Cry in the car.
You want to cry in this? You want to cry in the house? You want to cry in this charger? Come on, we finna go.
Exactly. Because listen, when you go through the second phone looking for shit and you find it, I don't want to hear shit about it. Period. Because I already told you, look, this other phone off limits. You want to be the dummy, go through it. Shit, so be it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So wait, all right, real quick, ladies. When y'all get into a relationship, do y'all delete the dick pics that are in your phone?
No. I don't delete anything.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
I gotta go look at Tyrone later. What you talking about?
So damn. Do I want to tell her? Shit. Hold on, girl. Let me see if I want to let him know. So I got two ways. Just so I can make sure it don't nothing happen to some of them. Yes. You can either, yeah. Email them to yourself, girls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Email is crazy.
Yo, listen, she got a Google Drive full of dick pics right now.
If you see me Facebook messaging myself, don't worry about it.
I do that too.
You know what's funny though, bro? So like, I'm finna segue just a little bit, but a little off topic, but still on topic. Ladies, y'all get unsolicited dick pics. like it ain't nobody business.
Yep.
Can we please get the unsolicited titty and pussy pics, ass pics, stones? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
You ain't
because when you
asking
do,
for it.
you get weirdos who make profiles of you and want to post that shit. So no.
that's valid. That's valid. That's valid because I ain't never seen my dick online. So I mean, I guess I'll round of applause.
Are you sure? Have I?
Can you identify your dick in in
I can
a
definitely
lineup?
identify my dick out of the
I can pick mine out of line. Though. I'm telling you now, I know mine.
That motherfucker got a hook with a mo on it. Fuck you talking about?
We like, son.
Kim, what's up?
Shit, what up, Kimmy?
Kimmy.
Now listen, we'll be in the middle of a serious conversation with a man. Next thing you know, boom, dick pic.
Yeah.
God damn, nobody asked for that shit. I mean, it's got a little curve to it. It's not
Yeah.
bad, but I didn't ask for it.
I'm gonna look at it, but I didn't ask for it. You know.
I gotta block you.
Right.
What we talking about? Dick pics.
Baby, write this down from the topic.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna put that on the topic list. We gotta get
I'm
over
all
to. We gotta
mental.
get to the fourth topic. Of
I'm
the
on mental.
stream.
I don't want to see.
So, fourth topic for the day, and our final topic before we maybe let someone hop in on the guest side. How are you creating boundaries with your exes or your child's parent?
Y'all want me to start?
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Kiki.
Okay. I think it's important to have that conversation
Trap, what's good? How you doing?
off rip.
Thank you for the like on the stream.
I mean, not off rip, like we just talking, something like that. You know, I got a baby, so that they know they got a parent, blah, blah, blah. But I know that I recently had a situation where we was only talking for like a month, and my child's father and I, we are excellent co-parents, and we're not friends because I cut my exes off. I don't play
That's
go
good.
backs,
How you
and I
doing?
don't play. Once you violate me, you lose all access to me. So even my son's father, if we didn't have a child, the last day that we talked would have been the last day we talked. I have never talked to none of my exes again, right? However, we are cordial, and I respect him and love him for the father that he is, and vice versa. So he gave me shout outs and stuff on my birthday and stuff like that. Things like that happen. To a man that's just dating me and he can see that, he like, yo, especially when they go by experiences of other women who usually are toxic with their ex, toxic with their child, you know, father and stuff. They're like, what did this mean? You know, no way he giving you shout outs, no way he like you, no way he doing this, and y'all not together type of thing. So check this. For me, it's cool. But now that I'm involved in somebody and I see how they are, I don't mind setting up a boundary based off of who I'm talking to. Not that I'm going to my child's father or my ex saying, hey, you can't do this no more because so-and-so don't like it. Because baby, they'll be gone another month from now. And that person might have been in my life and as a friend and cool. But I can't say like, hey, you know, I'll make sure that, you know, I don't offend you. Setting a foundation up from jump is important. Seeing how that person feels about issues with their ex is important. I'm very weird about how close somebody is with their ex. I'm not gonna lie. It depends. Like, I don't think I would be comfortable if my man was so cool with his ex that they like going out to the club and stuff together without me. Them type of things, like, oh, she a sis, baby, we don't like sis. I'm gonna tell y'all fellas now, we don't like them sis. She like a sis, or we watching them. That ain't cool for me. Sitting on the phone talking, I feel like those things might come up. It's very important that you're vocal about it. Hey, you know, do you talk to them often? Especially in the beginning, we talking about dating. Is this an often thing? Have you had issues in the past? So I just say set a boundary and a foundation immediately. Don't let it linger. Because then they're going to hit you with you been letting this happen, you know? Why you ain't been saying nothing? Now y'all got an issue. That's it for me.
Yep.
Next.
Trent, what's your thoughts?
So the topic is we setting boundaries with exes and like what capacity? Because once you an ex, to me, be I shouldn't be talking to you really at any point in time. Oh, like I shouldn't. We damn sure shouldn't be calling or texting each other. I'm probably not even gonna like your shit on social media no more. Pretty much the only contact you're gonna have with me again is if like you in like a damsel in distress or some shit on the side of the highway, or like I see something happen to you. Cause once you an ex, I'm pretty much through talking to you. Oh, but when I was in a relationship and I had me and Faye have a daughter, uh, I pretty much let her know that that's Faye's mother. And at the end of the day, as long they ain't been into it, I respect them to have a mutual respect for each other, because I have to talk to this woman on a daily basis. Because I'm a very active father, and that's the mother of my child. And at the time, my daughter was like 2, maybe or so. So it wasn't like she was old enough for me to like contact her, like she had a phone and nothing like that. So I'm gonna check on my daughter every day. That requires me to talk to her every day. It ain't like she calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm laying
Hi,
next to you.
Jamie.
Hey,
How you
what you
doing? Thank you
doing?
for
And no
that like
shit
on the
like that.
stream.
So as long as she was respectful, then y'all should respect each other. That's always been my thing about it. But the situation with her is different. Like I said, we got a child together. Any other exes, you got no business talking to me. Unless you, like I said, unless it's just a serious emergency and I happen to see you some damn well, or we meet each other in passing or something. There's the boundary is stay the fuck away from me. We got absolutely nothing to talk about.
All right, Jazz. What are your thoughts on this topic?
So yeah, establish boundaries right away. When me and my ex had split, it was important for both of us to be, cordial towards one another. But as for me, as far as like, being friends and maintaining contact in a way that existed before, it wasn't important to me. What's important is that whatever it is concerning the kids, that's what we have to talk about. Anything outside of that, for what? I mean, is there a conversation, or not even really a conversation, like just a little something here and there, like, yeah, but letting him know that he doesn't get to question any aspect of like my dating life. You don't get to question who I'm dating, even if I ever got to the point, which I don't see that happening anytime soon, of bringing someone around my kids. Trust that I make good judgment as far as who I would bring around my kids. And the same goes for him. He's with someone. And my thing was, I don't question y'all's relationship or anything. I do want to know that the person that you're taking my kids around, is a good person, that they are safe. I trust that you would make good judgments that they are. I mean, me personally, I'm gonna do my own background check on the person, regardless. But as far as just a regular ex, I'm like, Trent, what do we have to talk about? Like, this is done. There ain't nothing else we need to bring up. If I don't have kids with you, we have nothing to talk about. No conversations need to be had. And like Kiki said, I do look at, if I'm dating someone, how close are you with your ex? Because like that whole sis thing, and y'all besties now, it's like we couldn't make it work in a relationship, but now we besties. Nah, somebody gonna want to spin the block.
Okay.
I'm not waiting around for that. If you too cool, nah, y'all can have each other, cause that's what it's gonna come up, and that's what's gonna come down to.
All right, heavy.
Um, Me personally, I mean, like, man, them boundaries got to be set. You know what I'm saying? I made the mistake once upon a time of trying to, stay cool with an ex and, still maintain a friendship. And man, yeah, that shit dead, bro. Like, what the fuck am I? Like, listen, bro, that shit was terrible. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because like motherfuckers' feelings get involved still and shit. Like, you still feel a way about different shit. You can't motherfucking separate the way like you feel about me as when we was in this situation versus us after the situation. So there is no need to maintain a friendship at that point. I mean, I'll stay cordial. If I see you, I see you. Hey, Chuck the Deuce, what up? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? How you living? I'm on my way. You feel me? But as far as to like keep shit up to where we gotta talk every day and shit like that, that shit dead. Like, but the situation like my kids' moms and shit, bro, like at the end of the day, that's you know what I'm saying? She's still my best friend and shit. You feel me? Like we still talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near daily for real. But you know what I mean?
Red
Can't
flag.
can't help but talk. I mean, she got my kids. I can't help but talk to her on a daily. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I can sit here and say all day, like, oh no, I mean, I ain't gonna fuck with her or some shit like that. But like, I mean, like, feel me? Like I gotta keep up with my kids and shit. You feel me? I mean, we not, you know what I'm saying? Getting hella personal. You feel me? Like the shit ain't on some like, oh yeah, shorty, I love you, this and that shit and third. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like all communications is about my kids.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's different. Communicating about the kids, yeah,
Yeah.
that's different.
And the
But
communication that ain't
but
about
when
my
you
kids, it's
say,
about
but
my
when you
fucking
say
bills.
my,
Come on.
but when you say like my ex is still my best friend, that's what I'm saying is that part is the red flag. That's what me and Kiki talking about as far as like y'all men still seeing y'all exes as your best
I'm not
friend,
well see
bestie.
when I say like my best friend and shit, bro, like I'm not saying like my best friend like I'm running, we talking all day, we talking every conversation with her and shit like that. I'm saying my best friend as in, you know what I'm saying, like she's still a genuine motherfucker who I can talk to about, you know what I'm saying, some real shit that we done went through type shit. But it ain't no sense where like, oh, I'm running to her to like bring up new shit or like rekindle some shit, no shit like that. Like that shit, like why would I do that? Like, what's the point?
All right, Kimmy, do you have any thoughts on the
And
subject?
at the end of the day, the shit that happened between us, the shit happened. You feel me? Like if it, shit got to play how it play.
All right, Kimmy, you have any thoughts?
Well, kind of like what Heavy was saying, because I I do co-parent as well, and me and him are like really good friends,
Exes are exes. Nothing else to
and
talk about on
it's
me.
not like
I agree. Oh no.
it's not like how Heavy was saying like that, and we're not gonna be talking like about stuff that maybe is about like because I don't talk to him about my relationship and stuff like that, but we do have conversations about our families because we were together for a long time, and if something were to happen to someone in his family, I would be upset about it because I know that person. Same thing, like vice versa. I don't know if I'm explaining myself okay.
You are.
But if it comes about our daughter as well, that's also a conversation we're having. But it's not like, hey, good morning, what are you doing today? Um, how was your day or anything like that. I don't do that. If it's an emergency or if it's something that has to do with our families, a conversation that we have. As far as our relationship, how it is, um, yeah, we're friends, and if something were to happen to him, I probably would be devastated because he was someone who I only saw for a long time, and I mean, we made a baby, so yeah, I still worry for him. I still care for him. I'm not in love with him, but I do love him. If that makes sense.
I heard what you saying. I mean, and that's the thing too. Like in my situation, man, like we got over a fucking decade. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like, that's not some shit to where like I understand boundaries, but to an extent, like that's not some shit that you can just cut a motherfucker off. You're not cutting at that sense, like you talking about cutting off a childhood friend damn near at that point. You know what I mean? Like
So
you talking about
Tom,
10+ years.
since he's talking about that,
Yeah, and then if
Um,
something were to happen to him,
if your ex is
my baby
is
would
your
be
also your
devastated.
baby
So that would
mom,
devastate me
how are you
also
handling
because then
that
I will see my baby
situation
suffering
then?
for her
Or
dad.
is your wife just
Right.
your
So, yeah.
And just
you
to
only have kids
clarify,
with
like
your
in my
wife?
situation and shit, like you feel me, like my ex is
I
like
think at
somebody
that
who
point
I've
it's different
known,
if you
you
have
know what I'm
kids
saying?
with
Like
the
even
person.
like, we only been together for,
And like Kimmy said,
set
you
amount,
have to keep
set
it
amount of
like
time or whatever.
strictly
But
about your
this is somebody who
kids.
I've known since fucking elementary school. You feel me? So when I say this motherfucker by far like my best fucking friend, that shit fucking legit. I ain't talking about a motherfucker who I was just with for fucking 4 years. We fucked, had some kids, and then moved the fuck on. Oh yeah, nah, she my best friend, because niggas do that. But this is somebody who has legit been around since I was in fucking like 5th fucking grade. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, see, me and him were dating. He was actually he was my official first boyfriend that I presented to my family, and I basically did all my firsts with him. So, like, it's someone that I'm always gonna have love and respect for. That's it's like stuff that he went through with me, as well as like losses in the family. I don't know, like big events as well, like other than just losses and accomplishments. So I also have respect for him as far as that. So I thank God that we have a good relationship where we're able to communicate. I mean, it's not perfect, but we've came to an agreement because we're
All my kids by her, that's it.
we're older.
Understandable.
And we're able to communicate.
Exes have no
daughter,
place in
it's
your
not
marriage, and I got that.
Like that I can't even
completely
see
agree.
him or anything like that. Like I see him, I'm like, hey,
Like,
what's
don't even
up?
reach out
like
to
if
me at that point.
we're friends. Like if you were to see us talking and you don't know our situation, you would think that we're just really good friends.
Yeah, I'm a monster. I guess because I don't know. Like, I was with my child's father, for almost 20 years. I was a kid, when we started dating. Do I still view him as a friend? I view him as somebody, I can talk to about our kids. About my life, my personal life, or his personal life. Do I go to him and talk to him? And, do we keep? No. No. And this is just me personally. I don't feel the need to. I let go of that part of my life. I let go of that relationship. I let go of that friendship. When we separated, when we got our divorce, I mourned that. I moved on. We had a little funeral for it. And now it's time for new friends. This is, like I said, this is just me. I can't keep those attachments like that to those people, who had such a strong hold on me and my emotions. So for me to establish that boundary and to create a pathway for someone else in my life to love, I definitely got to let that go, because I wouldn't want that. Those type of friendships with people's ex, that makes me uncomfortable. Me personally, I would never be with somebody who has that close of a relationship with their ex, whether they have kids or not. And that's just me and what I want. So I can't expect that of somebody else, and I'm over here doing the same thing. I'm over here best friends, besting it up with my ex. I don't like it in a future partner, so I'm not going to do it at the same time. That's just me.
I respect that. I can also say that, like, I feel like that's also it's situational, and it's based off of, like one's personal experience. You know what I mean? On, how you feel about having that type of, you know what I mean?
Phoebo, you any thoughts on the subject?
Yes, I do. So my thoughts are that there should be some boundaries there with the exes. I think that there shouldn't be any communication at all. While you fully are aware of your partner's intentions, you don't know the intentions of that ex. And so it's going to be hard to gauge where things will go if they're in situations with that other person. I think that it's always healthy to maintain a healthy communicative relationship with the child. If children are involved, like the parents should be able to do that because of co-parenting. I don't see any problem with that. But if there's not a child involved, there should not be any communication with the exes. And I'll take it a step further with saying that there shouldn't be any communication with anyone you were intimate with before me, because then again, what's that about? You know what I mean? So, and then you'll get into interesting ways where people try to justify these communications. Well, we were friends before. Well, we were friends. We did this, we did that, da da da. And at the same time, that's one of
I'm
those
glad I'm not in that
compromises
boat. Me too.
that I feel needs to be made
Me too.
in the scope of a relationship, is knowing how to cut ties with those people. You know what I'm saying? To be able to build something. Because if you're still holding on to that person, still holding on to that baggage, why would you want to hold on to that? Now I'm concerned about that. What's the need to hold on to this person? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my perspective.
All right. Well, as for me, if I'm in a relationship, I won't have any contact with my ex. That's just being respectful to my current man. But since I am single or whatever, since I don't, if the relationship ended or situationship ended, we kind of just stopped talking. I didn't have to set any boundaries. That's pretty much it. It just kind of ended on its own, and we just went our separate ways. So that's all I gotta say.
We got Sue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was all cool with them boundaries. But when me and Faye wasn't together, if baby called, remember, I was a wild boy. I got to go to her. I got to get to her. She can respect it all she wants, man. Look, I'm glad I grew up.
All right. Do we have anybody in either of our chats that want to pop in really quickly before we call it a day on this here podcast? I know Rambo was in my chat earlier. He wanted to comment about the opposite sex wanting too much too soon. But I don't see him in our guest lobby. Oh, he just liked the oh, that's Rebo.
Pop in the guest lobby.
If anybody would like to chime in, if you have any thoughts outside of chat. If you haven't joined the Discord already, the link is in my pinned comment. And you are more than welcome to join us.
While we wait, I wanted to make a comment on the whole ex thing. Mm-hmm. I really don't think it's the biggest deal for me that y'all friends, because I don't have any bad blood with any of my exes. Like, I don't have no ex out there that I would have to worry about sabotaging my relationship, beefing with me, nothing like that.
Hop into the
However,
chat one more time.
They don't have any
I'll put you
access
into
to
the
me.
chat. We're in a
like
locked room.
You don't have to worry about none of my exes or nothing. Is no matter how cool we are, calling me at 1 a.m., 12 midnight. I'm not leaving you or dropping something we doing because homeboy called. Like, you could be cool, but it's the excess part for me. Like, how much excess do they have to you? I did have a situation where exes called on me. I'm just was helping her out. You know, she really need my help. Da, 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 da. That got to be over. I feel so bad for her. She could find somebody else. She had you. It didn't happen. So now she doesn't have that access. You have to cut that off. If you're not giving them money, like it's just some things that are just not going to happen. So you have to discuss that access part.
Yeah.
True.
Because some of them exes will stick around and, do certain things just to prove that they still have access.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rambo and
just to say they can type shit.
They want to test the waters.
We got Rambo from chat and the put him down from guest lobby.
Welcome, Rambo. Now live. Man, with the
What's up, Rambo?
What's up, bro? How y'all doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. I wanted to comment on the question about the meet. They was talking about meeting your kids and stuff like that. I feel like so. I've talked to. I went through a divorce and everything like that, and I've talked to multiple women after, but I'm in a serious relationship now, and she met my daughter, but I only really met her because we were starting to get like real serious. You know what I mean? Like I usually don't take a lot of like relationships like that serious, but we were starting to get like real serious to the point where it was like, she doesn't have kids, and she was telling me before like she doesn't know if she want to have kids, any kids or not, this and that. So I really let her meet my daughter because I felt us getting serious, and I wanted to be sure that I want to see how she handled kids. You know what I mean? Being around kids or being with a man with kids, because her being not so sure that she wants kids. I just wanted to see how she was with my daughter before I actually was like, okay, we are getting serious, because I felt it. You know what I mean? I felt it getting serious, and I didn't want to get to that point where it was super serious. Then I finally let her meet my daughter, and it's like, dang, I was really, really feeling you, and stuff like that. But since my divorce, she's like the only girl that really has met my daughter. I don't even think about bringing girls around my daughter for real, because my daughter is she's super honest, and, and she'll say something to you before I say something to you sometimes. So I'll be trying to, you know what I mean? I just wanted to fill it out because I felt it getting like it's like the first serious thing I had since my like divorce and stuff like that. And then another thing was the question about the boundary thing. And sometimes I heard somebody mention like they were dating somebody out of the state, and he used to talk about like he wanted to have kids and stuff like that. I feel like sometimes the opposite person can say like if, especially being that far away, they can say things that basically like not like words of affirmation, but basically like to make sure that the other person knows that they like real serious about them. It might not be the way they feel really at the moment, but it's the way they feel towards the person. You know what I mean? Like eventually this is where I want to get, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I want to this person, and make sure that you know in your head, because we as adults, we think that kids have short attention spans. We really have short attention spans because now we grown, we can get whatever we want whenever we want. You know what I want? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. So especially being out of the state and so far away from people, you might think like, oh, well, maybe if this girl don't know I'm sure about her, she might, you know, go on here and stray off, or maybe if this dude, you know, just the feeling, because we see something we like, we want it, you know.
We like the dog off of Up, bro. Mm-hmm. Talking shorty today, but you see another shorty and you like ass. You know what I'm saying?
This girl way in another state. We ain't boyfriend and girlfriend. We just talking right now, something like that. So you just.
I didn't want to apologize to Escrito Juan. He did comment on my.
But I feel like that's so scary though.
But like, I didn't see it, so thank you.
I don't want your reassurance, because we're long distance, to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to have kids with you. You're gonna have my babies. You gonna like wait?
That's like, a threat.
I don't want you saying, damn, she far away. I want that ass. I want her to be with me. I don't want you to know you gonna reserve that uterus for me, girl. Like that is not how you need to be playing, because then you mad, then you trying to figure out why you acting weird with me, because you just said you wanted my uterus. Like what?
Like I ain't gonna lie to you.
There's other ways for you to tell me that you really, really, really don't want me to leave, and you really, really like me, and you can't touch me or take me on a date, so you want me to know. I mean, shit, cash at me. I don't know.
Look, and I know we talked about this before. I know I told y'all this shit before, but I had that shit happen to me on one occasion, bro, where like shorty sat in my lap and looked me in my eyes and was like, yo, we look like we had some cute babies together. I'm just like, that's not a fucking turn on. That's a turn off.
Get off.
Like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
No, somebody tell me they want me to have their babies, I'm taking it as a threat. I'm calling the police. Because why would you do that to me?
I mean, it might be mutual. I mean, it might be mutual, but don't just say it if you don't mean it. Like he's saying, like, oh, you might just say it.
Get somebody else to
just
do
say
it.
Yeah, just don't.
Definitely get another uterus, because not this one.
Tell me about it.
Like, so y'all ain't out here trying to get nobody 6 kids.
Absolutely not.
Like, the part that's crazy about that shit to me, right, is because
you hear me? Uno reverse.
I've always heard about dudes saying that shit to women, right? Like, man, shawty, you should have my baby. This and that shit
Yeah.
and the third. But I've
Yeah,
never
when
heard of
we
women
in it.
saying that shit.
Yeah, when
Right.
you in it.
So like, shorty just come sit on my lap and say that shit, bro. Like that shit bugged the fuck out of me, man.
When you in that motherfucker and it's good, y'all done made eye contact and shit. Hell yeah, you trying, you be wanting to get her
anything.
pregnant. That's different. Yeah, you say
Boy.
anything. Fuck around and tell that motherfucker you love him.
Man,
Don't let me be out here lying to you, sir, because you out here dropping good dick. Now I'm over here, you making me a liar. Don't ask me questions, making me a liar. Damn it.
Tommy said he finna run heavy.
bro, look, bro, I'm trying to tell you, look, bro, I mean, I pushed her up off my fucking line, like, bro, like you wild, yo.
Snap, it's a snapping turtle. Yeah, we're not doing that. Like, when you in it and you asking those questions, in the back of my mind, I'm like, no.
At that point, we all lying.
I ain't gonna lie, boy.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you know,
because it's some questions I'm not gonna ask. Like, whose is it? Because I know it belong to
Oh.
Rodney. That motherfucker not mine.
boy, listen, this pussy came from Enterprise. I'm renting this bitch. What are you talking
I
about?
feel like that's acceptable though. I like that.
No,
but don't say
no, because I'm gonna say it's
who's
mine.
yours to
It's
be?
mine.
You fuck around and say it's his, but I gave you some. They don't be fucked up. No, man. I'm
It's,
good.
it's mine.
Fuck around and tell him, yeah, you got this bitch on lease.
Oh wow, no,
It's yours for right
Say,
now.
ask me. That make them pump harder. No, y'all what? Y'all got that messed up. Nah.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna lie
Listen to
though,
the
but
topic. What?
I listen. Now all the brothers we done did this shit. You done been in that motherfucker killing it, boy. You done hit her with the. You trying to have this baby? You know what I'm saying? Because you know you ain't trying to pull out.
That's
That's the only
different.
reason why you said the shit.
That's different. He said you
But-
ain't even seen each other. Y'all different. That's different. Tell me that in that
Well,
moment.
listen,
That's fine.
I'm
We're gonna
fucking
disregard
out.
it when we done. I'm 30
We
years
sure
old.
is.
I
We
already
sure
know
is,
your
'cause
ass
I'm
was lying.
I'm gonna
Look,
pass
I'm
you
lying to you in
Aquafina
this
and a Plan
moment.
B first thing in the morning. Fuck is you talking about?
Oh no. Oh no.
Nah, she young if she need it.
Mm-mm.
I had a
I'm saving that $60.
Yeah, let's write this down for another topic. Cause what?
Yeah, I had another one too on the phone topic. If I feel like if your reason is like, I feel like your reason should be if you don't want to let somebody see your phone, your reason should be like, oh, I ain't gotta let you see my phone because it's my phone. If your reason is because I got all my credit card info and shit in there, then that means that's basically you don't trust this person. So why are you even with why are you with this person? Because my reason for not letting somebody see my phone is because it's my phone. I pay my bill, and I feel like I don't have to let you see it if I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I feel like you're gonna use my Apple Pay to buy some stuff. Because if it was that, then it was like they would be like, oh, I don't trust you, so I don't need to be with you. If I feel like I'm dealing with a scammer, why am I with you?
Why am I a scammer? Because I want to use your Apple Pay or go on your Amazon card. Like, come on, man. Like,
I
y'all
ain't
gotta
lie
stop
to you.
being cheap.
Bro,
My trust-
you ain't emptying out Amazon cards. You can't sit with us.
Are you not buying Amazon cards?
Look, man, I'm gonna say this
Man,
though,
I'm sitting in here.
just to piggyback off of that, bro. I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't trust many people. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust ATMs. I still count my fucking money when I get my shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
So let alone to trust another person with any fucking information of mine. If it's not something I'm like honestly willing to give, I'm not trusting nobody with that shit.
Miss Nina May, hello. How are you?
Lacey, I'll send you my social right now.
Oh, okay.
You sit it this way, Kimmy, you know what I'm saying? You got a Navy Federal account? I'm saying, let me go ahead and get you together real quick. Get these credit cards together.
Let me run that oops up.
I got a Navy Federal access code for you right now.
City girl Kevin.
Hey, don't you start that shit. Don't you
Hey,
start
listen.
that shit.
Hey, Rambo, I'm gonna give you a tip though. It ain't so much that you trust him now, but a year from now, if it goes south, she ain't forgot them codes, my brother. She didn't added her email in that second email. You just ain't checked check them settings.
Don't worry.
Next year, if it don't work, baby, you gonna try to figure out why all your shit locked out.
You ready to
we
forget
we don't
back, boy.
forget. We took a
GGBG.
screenshot. We saving it for later. We saving the screenshot of your bank shit for 3
Right.
years from now. Okay, I'm gonna just
Going on an Amazon shopping spree. Do you hear me? I'm running up a bag
When
Running
your
it
ex
Listen.
should call you, we just gonna clear the
Wow.
Amazon account out. You gonna figure out
Millie
how she already knew that from 3 years ago when you let me in and I screenshot it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. All these
rocking
women
all
rep
over your
GVG.
accounts. Hey. And I dare you come knock on my door to steal my packages. Cause they mine.
That's crazy.
No trespassing.
She's no angel.
Moral of the story is,
No pun
don't do
intended.
it, King.
All right, you guys. So I think we're at the end of the podcast here. So if anybody in either of these chats have any topic ideas, make sure you join the Sit Down Discord. Drop those ideas in the chat, and we'll look them over and potentially talk about them on the next stream. Phoebo, Heavy, or Trent, you guys want to take us out?
I'm gonna let them do it. I'm playing Among Us, and it's getting deep over here.
Oh,
That shit
uh-oh.
crazy.
Uh-oh.
All right, I got y'all. Y'all know I stay coming with them. All right, so
Okay.
look, man, I'm gonna say this, y'all, before we get up out of here. Live your truth, live in your experience, allow what you want into your experience, and live to your truth and complete. All right. And as always, life is a series of moments, and moments pass, and we make them shits last each and every day.
Amen.
Peace out.
Amen. We catch you guys on the next one. Are we raiding out or are we ending
You see
it?
who live.
Let's see. So we'll be live again next Sunday.
This is live.
This is live.
Let's raid Liz and show her some love. Miss Shorty 5. Everybody should be following Liz right now. If you aren't, you go in there. Hashtag SEC Gaming Raid, Heavy Rider Gaming Raid. Phoebo's not live, but you can say Phoebo Gaming Raid, Cutie Pie Gaming Raid. Everybody raid, and exclamation notify in
Give
her
me
chat.
the plug raid.
Exactly. Run up her comments.
Go in there and hit that hashtag the sit down raid.
Yeah, I like
Oh
that too.
yeah, the sit down raid.
Sit down raid. If you guys are not following her already, Miss Shorty 5 is where we're going. Show her some love.
I'm so excited.
Oh dang, she got subscriber only chat.
Oh damn! Today her subscriber only day.
Yeah.
Damn.
I already sent the raid there. I'm switching to my personal page.
I did too.